Anyway, Amawajo, Amawakwaba, Ede Aba, Adom TV, so Kusi Imperial, to Piesa, and Seni Asem, and SCA, and the National Democratic Congress, NDC, Amanyukono, Unveiling running mate for 2024 election. Nipa, Obeborman Penny, Dada, John Dramani Mahama, Frank Tufono, Echidom, na Ode, Ako, Eko, Nyame Adoma, Infimpino, and Yaduna Abato Ebetono. Infimpino, any Eduno. Professor J. Nana Upukwajiman, one in the Kokono, a kakiti nanka utimi efra kunyakasi and so, and Timi Anyesa, watch him say Abosu Ban Majapa Yenti, wasabo Prof. J. Nana Upukwajiman. One of the Omemu, the Minipa, say, or a renowned educationist, and now also was signing a net day, and now open hontuma, Sabium Peniforce, Abuasan Sacrano, or Fadia or the Chile, it also pan hontuma, we are saying, saying, Ehuno, uniso mampenda John Dramani Mama wa shase ye building Ghana to. Edru bra e wose ne boafo eba ebobo ne chidom na fei wo tre wono nto abonum na nsempa wo ma Ghana fo no wo kirikire mu na wo hwe se anyebia mfiempino ene adunu nan Ghana fo beto aba e de ama no ne bre toso mienu na fei wo de tumi ahye ne nsa ama ne bugu man mfie nan a edi anim na na se ho asem te sei ye benya to wase aha eya election headquarters kokomoti power no abiebie nneomam NDC amanyukuo free bra yetriye afia pema nkron aduokron emienu a wonu mu gina abato a edikan ebepem sese nipa agina se frankatufo ene wa abedi ekire no mantambe pa na ye tafiri na mantambe nso ne firi mu so a aye bo wo mu nkunimdie mu ebenya to wase biebie sansem no san komo ni nyina enche so ebe join feeding live from University of Professional Studies na ehon nso no yakwakwa hwe se de enuoma esi eko na ya de hon komo nyina abro ye fem na na sei ampofoje ene apamfo mpanimfo kukudam ene boye chidom amadwumadie we ye de ebro ye ba sisi na fe ya to aso ama
promote power dwumadie adwumakua.
All right, nti yamo akwa babiem na ansa na yebeba mpanimfo akwa abakora na yabiebie nsem no ma yerani true the years Ghana ye fourth republic ya ja yede amanyuku ahodo asesei wonmo wo hododo na no etwetwe wonmo eti from 1992 His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings ono ena ejinaye second ni fu dika na Franka tu fu dika de ma NDC amanyuku no na sabre no yerua call nkensen aka eni nipa oyi no from the central region se onye ne Franka tufo abedi akiri yenhwe opani ne ho nkomo kakra bi
owo call nkensen aka kita unsabo so me de to so dunan afia pem ahankron aduonu nso nipa oyi no so medina akiri Jerry John Rawlings ya no premampani akonwa no wa afi apem ahankron ne aduokron mienu abatuoni ikusi yen se wonum etumi di nkunimu a kwa nkensen aka ebeye mampani abedi akire efri afia pem ahankron aduokron miensa edikosi afia pem ahankron aduokron so the profession marketing executive emahodo bi a wadika aye ewo na brabo mu ene se obeye sales manager edema Seconi Oil Group ewo New York America bridge memu ofri hono obeye pani kwanchefo a no Mobile Oil Ghana efri afia pem ahankron aduonum nan kosi afia pem ahankron aduonum actually, by a principal secretary at the Ghana Civil Service, if you are Pima Hankron Educiansia, Kusi Afia Pima Hankron Educian Mochi. Now, when you say Munso, the Brebia Wakita and say, or no end of farm when you quit the National Convention Party, NCP, Ebaya, Wonum, any NDC, and when you call Jerry Rawlings, a count to Mapumano, Ya Womu, a pray, Mampeni, Akunyano, Afia Pim Hankron Educrumi, no more, and Unti, whatever Bedi, Mampeni, Avediatory.
Enti abra yera ko nkensen aka bo mampani edada wanyan baby ko Jerry John Rawlings echidom no omudi nkunim fiempinu afia pema hankron aduokron mienu eba bedi oman so afia pema wankron aduokron ensia sabre ne ntawantawa kakra ba yira ko nkense aka ene omompenda da Jerry Rawlings the famous yabona sum ne ho nsensem eno nti yira nkense aka be ka eye omompeni da John Adikunkofo ho the Great Alliance wo be ka ya na chese enyasem keto akra ema eye yira Jerry Rawlings sanse no se gina bato ne bibia nti no o se yi nipa foforo na eye Professor John Evans Atamils eno ne ko 1996 abatonum yenhwe prof so ehon komo kakra bi
John Evans Atamils. John Evans Atamils. Kita wonsabo so mene da etoso aduonu baako. Afi apem ahankron aduanan nan mu. Nipa oyi no so medi na chire eye Jerry John Rawlings wabra no woko afi apem ahankron aduokron sia abato ani mu. Yekosi ye ne se wonum etumi edi nkunim ne mpretoso mienu. Ene nanam so a beye mampani abedi achire free afi apem ahankron aduokron so de besi afi mpimienu ene baako mu. Ne bobre anadwuma a wodi ne se oyobi a wabobew ewo atuo egiemu pa. Enwuma bia wa ye ne se na wachirade ewo Ghana Suapon Kese University of Ghana ne nkrabata ehwe emra adekere so ofiri ho no obaye pani kwankyerefo a na oda Internal Revenue Service adwumako no ano amanyosem nso oye mampani abedi echire efiri afi apem ahankron aduokron so nkosi emfimpi mienu ne baako mu echire obaye mampani emfimpi mienu ene nkron de kosi emfimpi mienu ne dumienu a Yakopon efre no ko anwunyam.
Enti se ohwe Professor John Evans Atamils after say or survey 4 years as vice president in the famous Squadron Declaration obey flag bearer enti no so behia in the year 2000 election no say obenya obi obobo na chidom na sabre no na yewura Martin Alamisi Amidu enso enya akwanya na se obeye running mate na se Frankatufa be de chire e de ama no NDC amanyeko nim ti so hu bia ya bobo a ye de fra ye de eba no Martin Amidu enso yenti ne ho asem kakra bi
Martin Alamisi Benz Kaiser Amidu. Martin Amidu ojefo boso mene de toso aduonu nan afi apem ahankron ni aduonu mu baako mu. Nipa oyi no so medina chire John Evans Atamils wabra no mokọ mfrenchia mpimienu abato ne mu. Nikusi ye ne se wonum edi ntwo ema MPP amanyekuo no emom ene ba ban mu. Adwuma wo ye ne se oyemranimu ni. Ahyeda akọ America memu a okosua se ne esiesie wantwi ehon nsem ya eno nso eka na bodi yipa na manyusem nso de waye soafo ohwe amanwe ho nsem so afimpimienu ne du dikosi emfimpimienu ne du baako mu eno achi obeye aban lawyer pani ne soafo a ohwe atentren ne ho nsem so afimpimienu ne baako dikosi emfimpimienu ne du mienu ebra wote special prosecutor asoye no nso one ne pani a wodi kan a oda no efiri emfimpimienu ne du nwotwe kosi afimpimienu ne aduonu mu.
After say Professor John Evans Atamils ne Yera Martin Amidu ebaye on the ticket of NDC in the year 2000 anye ye no in 2004 Professor John Evans Atamils signed and sano de Alhaji Mohammed Mumuni ena ebaye Kane foreign minister diplomat 2004 ono so sabre no kra no emrase bedwani de momamfo a wo kumbungu ono ne betetare 2004 anye ye die but yentie Alhaji Mohammed Mumuni so ehun komo kakra.
Alhaji Mohammed Mumuni Alhaji Mohammed Mumuni kita wonsabo so mene de toso aduonu nwotwe afi apem ahankron aduanan nkron nipa oyi no John Evans Atamils wabra no mu ekọ emfimpim mienu ne nan abato nim ne ekosi ye ne se wonum edi ntwo wabra NPP amanyekuo no edi nkunim empretoso mienu na dwuma oye ne se oyemranimu ni esaye obi a wabene ewo amayama hodo so dwumadie mu yie pa na abrabo mu dwumadie kakra wadie ne se na oye kyerkyereni a oboa adekere ewo University of Ghana Suapon Kese ebi aya ekere emra ho nsem free afi apem ahankron aduoso mienu dikosi afi apem ahankron aduoso nan mu eno achi obeye opanimpa ya ohwe National Service adwumakuo no so ewo atifido mantam mu afi apem ahankron aduoso num dikosi afi apem ahankron aduoso osan ebeye pani kwankyerefo a na wɔda Ghana Bar Association mmeranimfoɔ nkabomuku ne nkrabata na ɛwɔ atifido mantam mu afi apem ahankron aduokun mienu dikosi afi apem ahankron aduokun nsia na amadwesem nso dibra hodo a wakura bie ne sɛ wɔayɛ mmarahyɛbadwani de amomanfo a ɔwɔ kumbungu efi afi apem ahankron aduokun nsosi mfimpi mienu ne baako mu ɛno akyi ɔsan ɛba bɛyɛ mmarahyɛbadwani de ma kumbungu abato pɛsua so biem ɔpɛpɔn bosome wɔ afi mpi mienu ne dumiɛnsa mu dikosi oforisuo bosome wɔ afi mpi mienu ne dumiɛnsa koro no mu ɔsan bɛyɛ soafo hwɛ abanone nsɛm so firi mfimpi mienu ne nkron dikosi afi mpi mienu ne dumiɛnsa mu ɛkyerɛ ɔbɛyɛ abibiman kabomuko ECOWAS panimpa ya ɔno ɛhwɛ abibiman ne amahodoɔ bi a aka soɔ mfimpi mienu ne dumiɛnsa dikosi mfimpi mienu ne dunum
Enti se wo hwe scenario no se de sitia from 1992 eba besi 2008 no na se NDC afa a running mate mienu from the central region in the person of Call Nkensen Aka and na afa Professor John Evans Atamos send the mienu from central region no omoboa party no e mani di nkunim e wini political power but omo switch here I say almost efa running mate no from the northern part of the country in the person of Yera Martin Amidu and after Alhaji Mohammed Mumuni no nimienu nyina odi nkugo so in 2008 almost akọ north biem ekofa John Dramani Mahama no yem na se dwani de momamfo a obole bamboy na wasan di soafo di brenom ne ade bebre a say Professor John Evans Atamos ene ne pe ko 2008 election a enkunimdie ebaye a na enya asem keto after round of na yen hwe Yera John Dramani Mahama ono so ne ho nkomo kakra
John Dramani Mahama John Dramani Mahama obubu obosomene da etoso aduono nkro afi apem ahankro aduono mu nwotwe emu nipa oyi no so medina chire John Evans Atamos babra na omukọ afi mpim mienu ne nwotwe abatoani yekosi ye ne se wonum etumi edi nkunimu a Enunti obeye mampani abedi akire efiri afimpi mienu ne nkron dikosi emfimpi mienu ne edubienu emu dwumadi a wodie anana dwuma a woye ne se oye obi a obobew ewo abakosem yie pa ene nkitahudie ho nsam emu dwuma hodo a waye wona abrabo mu ne se na oye panimpa ya ohwe amanebo nkitahudie ene nhwehwemu ho nsam so ewo Japan man no atran yekesi ana wo man afi apem ahankron aduokron baako dikosi afi apem ahankron aduokron num emu Mamisemu nso obaye mmarahyɛbadwani de amanfo wɔ bɔle bamboy free afi apem ahankron aduokron so dikosi afi mpim mienu ene nkron oye soafo abedi akira na ohwe nkitahudie ho nsam so afi apem ahankron aduokron so dikosi afi apem ahankron aduokron nwotwe obaye soafo a obehwe nkitahudie ho nsam so afi apem ahankron aduokron nwotwe dikosi emfimpim mienu ene baako bampanya abedi akira no nso odi nu emfimpim mienu ne nkron dikosi emfimpim mienu ene dumienu mu a nam so ebedi mampani emfimpim mienu ne dumienu besi emfimpim mienu ene dunso
But from 2008 election, Professor John Evans Atamos afedie after say wakɔ no from prenu akofa running mate anko ye aman ne third time no odi ewini election no akasa ntimi enwie ne term no 2012 July odi efree mu ema John Dramani Mahama ebabeye president of the republic baba saa no say eye payback for eye nipa ewo mfimfim mantem say odi be honor the memory of the late president Professor John Evans Atamos no osako central region ono so kofa running mate ho in the person of Pakwesi Mr. Arthur na yenhwe the late Pakwesi Mr. Arthur at the long run on be winning election in 2012 ema ni di vice president no eto aso yenhwe openi no ehun komo kakra
Kwesi Bequeen Emisa Arthur Kwesi Bequeen Emisa Arthur ofarisuo bosomene da toso aduono nkron afi apem ahankron ene aduono mu baako mu nipa oyi no John Dramani Mahama wabra na wokopre mampani akonwa wo amfimpi mienu ne dunsia abatoani yekosi ye ne se wonum edi ntwo ma MPP amanyokuo no ene ba aben media wodi ananadwuma wo ye ne se oyobi a obobew ewosikasem yie pa dwuma do bi a wedie wa abrabom ne sɛ no epani a oboa ehwɛ enhwehwɛmu so Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research fi afiapem ahankron aduoson nan de kosi afiapem ahankron aduoson num osan ekokyira de biaye a wokyire sikasɛm Ghana suapon kɛseɛ mu University of Ghana afiapem ahankron aduowatwe de kosi afiapem ahankron aduowatwe nwatwe na wanyusemu wayɛ soafo abɛde akyira hwɛ sikasɛm so efiri afiapem ahankron aduokron mmiɛnsa de kosi afiapem ahankron aduokron nson afei ɔyɛ amrado ya no wɔda Ghana sikakorabea kɛseɛ no Bank of Ghana Governor mfimpi mienu ene nkron de kosi mfimpi mienu ne du mienu mu a wɔbɛdi mampani abɛde akyire saa bra no de kosi mfimpi mienu ene do nson.
Afe no joining live Adom TV. Ye dwumadi bro from the studios of Adom TV. Na ye live Adom FM 106.3 and Asempa 94.7 ni affiliate ahodo across the country. Kai say call www.adomonline.com ni social media handles ni nyina so a ye stream live ho no ene ye Professor Gina no Pokwajiman ye pa ne hontoma se NDC amanyoko no franka tufo abedi akire na ye election headquarters no na ehu hia se dwumadie sei ne ye de hu sunsuanso ne ho nkomo bebre ebreo before say we join here na ye profile various candidates no wonomo agina as running mate and also mabo various presidential candidates no echidom from 1992 say Yera Call in Kensen Aka was the running mate for Jerry John Rawlings in 1992. Afei oba 1996 Professor John Vasatamels and Ebeje Mantle no as running mate on no mienu nyina edi enkunim ewa bato num 2000 Professor Mills eba beye flag bearer no Yera Martin Amidu ne be ne running mate enye ye ewa bato num in 2004 osesa no edi Yera Mohammed Mumuni ebe ye ne running mate Professor John Vasatamels ko ye no so anye ye 2008 enodi Yera John Dramani Mahama eba ye nam so asomdwe hene edi nkunim ye mampani edada John Dramani Mahama ebeye ne vice president 2012 esan se sabre no na omampani dada John Dramani Mahama aba beto aso edi ama Professor Mills ofiri mu somewhere in July na December yeto aba Yera John Mahama ne say wini ye no bakwese misata no de ne ye running mate esan se ono na uyi no ma ne ye ne vice president abra uteki office eto a omampani dada Prof Mills ne mandate ne so no and after say bakwese misata efiri mu 2016 abato no echi no Professor Gina no Pokwajiman na 2020 John Dramani Mahama eyi no na ono ene eduru ne so ma yentie ne ho nkomo kakra bi emasisia
Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman wo no obubu bosumeda na etoso aduonumienu ewa afiapem ahankron aduonum bakom ewo ogua ewo enfinifini mantem dwuma pinua ena wadi ewo omanyi enwumasua ene amanyosemu Professor Nana Echo School ewo Anglican Girls Secondary School ya ewo Kofodua ene Abri Presby Girls School enu achi no ewo afiapem ahankron aduosia enan edikosi afiapem ahankron aduoson bakono okogene nto asontete ye ewo Wesley Girls High School ya ewo Cape Coast afiapem ahankron aduoson enson ena owie ne suapon adesua ewo University of Cape Coast na eye brofo ene French kasayi ena ojimu tete enyemu abodin krata osan eto aso ekoye ne masters and doctorate degrees ewo York University ewo Toronto Ontario Canada ewo afiapem ahankron eduowoche ene afiapem ahankron eduowoche ensia ewo afiapem ahankron eduowoche ensia mu no eno hyase di ne dwuma esekyerkyereni ewo Cape Coast siapomu ebano enwomasuamu ene debia ahodu awadi obeye penyi na oda Department of English ano esanso ebeye Dean of Faculty of Arts wasanso beye Warden ewo Adese Hall ena Vaco Trust Fund Postgraduate Hostel so no oye kandifo ewo ho obeye dean Adom School of Graduate Studies and Research efiti afia pem ahankron eduokron enson obeye academic director Adom School for International Training ye no na eye history and culture ewo African diaspora. Professor ebeye oba odikan ye no ye vice chancellor ewo aban suapon University of Cape Coast Ghana emua aya bakwasem edaho sadi biye wodemano ewo efimpimienu ene enwochemu efiri afimpimienu ene edumiensa edibesi afimpimienu ene edunsumu no obaye soafa no hye enwomesua ehosem so ewo oman Ghana mu abasobo pinu a ena Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyemang agye enam adwumaso a waye ewo enwomesua efamu die edimu akotene pa eya basoba onyaye ewo global leadership emua University of South Florida Tampa ede emano University of West Indies ene Winston-Salem University womunyina abonabaso afi empemienu ene aduonu abatwa kese a oman Ghana ekoye no ono ene na oye frankatunia bedi akire edema NDC amanyoko no afimpimienu ene aduonu nan mu so a batwa kese wo ho a wo election headquarters kokromoti power edimu amane nyina ebrewo no ono ena NDC amanyoko ne frankatuni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama abonidin ese onye na bedi akire nyame ayadoma Ukuda ebei ena NDC sinye amanyoko no epa ne hontuma ache Ghana manyina eni ewiase nyina ese ono eni frankatunia bedi akira NDC amanyoko no ede no ekokese a edawo manim December bosuminimu wo election headquarters kokromoti power edimu amane efridwumadi na sase ekosi na wieye ebemawo ewo Adom TV so Adom FM Asempa FM Ensra FM adomonline.com and your social media handles nyina wo election headquarters kokromotie power
said ye ka ehon asem no me what the news editor for Adom FM Yerakwasi Agyemang watana sedada ena the regional Greater Accra Regional Secretary of the NDC, a former member of Parliament for Abilikuma Central, decent politician debia meka honorable Theophilus Tete Chai binum so boni di na se chechetai di ni nyina honorable yamakwa so ohoye de da twede amponyankopon asema so atro je na no poku Agyemang ho nsem bebre ye benya to ase ne adie bi kwasi bibia boko yakobado all right answer na ye bebo yensem so no mayenko University of Professional Studies campus ho na dwumadie no ekoso ye nuaba abena pokua ahwenneɛ ewo ho no mu akwame enum ene ne lieutenant awo bode chidom na ye hwede ekoso abena wote enka so mu
SA ha ena ene dey NDC amanyoko no epa eye woma Franka Tonia bedi akire Professor Nana Jane Opoku Agyemang womo epa ne hontuma na woda na di ache wododo ne wiase nyina ese wono ene panyi a wo ye Franka Tonia bedi akire mo de ne ekọ afimpimie no ne aduno na ye womu yo pani mabosome eda to so enso abato kese no wobeka ya eni chebi ena party no empanyifo esigina ye ema frankatuni no ebo modia etu ne gine so no ene nipa wode no ekọ na ne saso na ewo se ahoboa ne chese pinu a ekoso ene wo ba UPSA akofi ohene kunadu auditorium ena ewo machi atichi ni anintine mo mokase mpuna epunu ewo NDC amanyoko nim ena aboasemu a wo mo etwen na yenya ntie ese omampadida da John Dramani Mahama otu franka edema NDC bedru na kaso be auditorium ni mu na watena se na de ne eye ne da na wo epa ne hontuma Professor Nana Jane Opoku Agyemang wano aso aba abedru ya wo eguso eya hoboa ene totoye na de wo ho bia no wo de atoato so apa entuma no emrase bedwafo ahodo asoafo kane asoafo ahodo nso a na wonom ewo NDC amanyoko nim no dodoa ewo ha se ya wo nyina eba betachire na dwumadie no akosom ye bewremo ne ye ni party fo di bia ba ene empanyifo bia be no edi nkomo na afe yahye sedia enwoma etie na ekọ eso ewo ha na yenwram na yenhye sedia etie ene akwa ahodo bia wo nso ejinejine mu ewo ha na afe yeni enkobebe na Maha Adom TV Sunye.
Okay, me Jemoso.
But I go fi constituency ben.
Me a former communication officer ma Asawasu constituency.
Oh, okay. Into fi Kumasi na ben.
Me fi Kumasi na me be.
Na wo sha
ma wo tie vo na me din di Yakubu to na edu.
Okay. Na oba no enkrabe na Asawase for the mo se Fabrankran.
Oh, onim say Asawase aye the heart of NDC in Ashanti region. Into no ada yeyi maame no as NDC running mate no Asawase na ye MP ni ye constituency chairman of the party obia ani agi into omusi member represent Asawase e wo sha program we
etin krato be no mo de ma Fabra
on krato wo di maame ne say omusi NDC ni bia wo ha bia wo mo ma yenka ye humbom na yamfan two MP before free abaimo because the way say the MP before eye on my way mu and say emfata especially insinsem hunu a yavani say brand achampo ekwoka say NDC awini election no a omo fam mai into no omo si memfan kramma ye party penny for you na say yanka ye wumbom say ye ka ye wumbom a brand achampo ni chama wuntumi a wo ye munia gurisi ni no one timin kanchire say wo mu hand over my NDC mani yeye inti sankra wo di ma me say member ka kire NDC mpanimfo yi na especially His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the second one a national organizer, the film Masha, say one sorry MP before the Wamunsa Kikaya, yes, young for your San Kika movie, Wamukaya Suma, no Yaka Wamasum, and yes, sir, Asum Jamba, because MP before young for Quran and Bible and Tuamu, Yadi Bulos Niki Gidi and the 2 MP. Oh, I then I say about your Mampaniaka Sabaya Suji, Bibia Bedi Daniel Comutan and Akasaya. Mampanias, Mensadan Dinintum, because of Penny a promise Yankupon say wabesi Yavani say sorry die amano. Na nipa want me sorry die amba o mampenia ebede na.
Me da se pa my main call orange papa pato o constituency ben.
Me pato me a national communicator. Ba me
national. Okay. Yeah. Na ne wa by inauguration no any say the expectation here dey.
Madam pato a very exciting moment. I need December since my lifetime. Me started in me politics 1996. Now me a poster boy. I was in New Doma. Up to now, no me who be say that. Now the managing say so where abako say more NDC politics in 1992. I'm paying that Rollins and I started here offer Ekowaka and on any coy or move winning 92. Alongside the way no and to on top of Muntem. I'm a Akakoy and a coffee President Mills. I know the President Mills ebaye ebeni running meet. No, on be winning 1996. 1996 to 2000. The year 2000 on Penny Kufo no on Penny Mix Ebano. Satamuno on Penny Mix and or flag bearer as vice president. Echo for Martin Amidou on also by or Mantimian winning. Echo 2004. 2004 so Echo for President Mix as flag bearer. Echo for Abdul Mumin Muhammad Eddie Nebai and also on Mantimian and winning. Name 2008. On man Penny Mills Echo for Yam Papa Mahama Eddie Nebai no more winning. Omo weni abano yeku enima omampanyi me sentimi anwie na omampanyi mama ebe to aso 2012 omampanyi mama ebe fa papa e fa ne emisa ata ade ne be ye ne running mate na omo weni ye 2016 about between Akufuado and
say wo kan kosisen
kan mama no si ho a say omampanyi Mahama enko ani nipa watimi e wa NDC ma wa fa ne running mate ato so mienu the year 2000 and the year 2004 na the money ani gisam ne say so wo ko eye central region question in party man and find you no fanti for money agit say o man panyin Mahama ne the first person where ye oba say omra mayor vice president emano and there's no doubt to say about we able to be NDC enwini Mahama ebe wini na o man panyin abedi akire I find his excellency and her excellency professor Jena na opokwa agman abe vice president ye ni gisem e de mamu ema enti mehwe say won so kura no nyame adoma obeto abadiama ye maame ene ye
me da se be me na manya me maame ba ko ewo ha mene no emon kobo ayo ne odwane na yegusoa ene na mu enche ye be auditorium nim na ya hye de ekoso party mani bi ewo ha be me na me mo adwoba Adom TV so
me jusu
at of constituency we executive an
me na me regional youth organizer my NDC for Greater Accra
Oh, that's nice. Now, and Namaba, a inauguration, dear Ebimo can say in 2020, said the Muye Bisa Edema, Professor Nana Genopoquajimai, inaugurating no Covietino as a projection, and there was some demano, Nadonati, Masia, Etono, so I say, Emma Queniano, want to be projected this. How different in a few ways said the movie obeying.
Election behind dynamics and election behind our approach. Going into this election, Yera John Dramani Mahama, or known as selectee, Professor Nana Genopoquajima, National Executive Committee, Ejini to Mumani running mate in 2020. The Jumayane Sueni, and Intina Wasa appointing the Bium, I'm a National Executive Committee, and Mia Ankasa, Mia Membansu. Yes, Ejini to Muse, on an inco, Akunano Bium. And this time around, we are very, very optimistic, sir, given what is happening in the country, and a campaign message, ni strategies are in place no. In 2024 kunimdie baye dia ama yema me Professor Jena Nopokwajima baye the first female vice president of the Republic of Ghana.
Ebano projection na party ni jitum say in 2020 no mo mpia Professor Enru baby na wo say apakano so ogina na dodo na hunu no mo jitum sa.
So a party no and a cancer mean nimbe be a party in cancer because as a regional youth organizer of the party mean say party na jina be aka say am projecti Professor Nana Jane ye
enye party na was ka de ono tia bonten a o hwe de ono tia bonten na o tie de mo ka no na eti ase say o ma hunu no.
In 2016 ye lose election presidential election with a margin of almost 1 million votes. In the 2020 election, with Jena Nopokwajima as running mate, we need 6 million votes within a space of 2 years. We need 6 million votes. And even though we don't believe in the figures that the Electoral Commission released, but Electoral Commission said we lost the election with a little over 500,000 votes. But that is a marked improvement if we should even look at it like that. In this original baby, Eka say, Yam projected Jena na year. That is not true. In any case, in 2016, we need seats 3 or so 4 our central region Professor Jena Nefri. But in 2020 election, go and check the number of seats. Here was seat to do more than even MPP in the central region. So that should tell you that assertion is incorrect and it cannot stand the test of time or any analysis on any day. Amos blessing I must say.
Amos me da say and obre my brantie e wo ha oh bebe na bra na odwane akoy okay my share ofofro na ye no eni enkobo na me hwemu ase menya ema no na fei ye di enkobo no mame mo adwom Adom TV so say nye professor ntina wa Bema kasa why na e man no mo so be support man no mo person mo kasa mo nyina adwane say me man na kasa mama na mebacho wo free district be na constituency
me free Madina constituency me na me deputy organizer ema NDC o Madina constituency.
Okay na ene wo ba no krato be na wo de bae
o ye nyina ye be boa aji ye mame awa 2 ye mame a oba boa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na ya chichiri ekroi ama ekro na be ekra behwe
matede na obeka che Madina.
All right, enti yamo akwa babiem e de aba Adom TV studios here live ewo Asempa 94.7 Adom 106.3 FM social media handles adomonline.com and insha 104.5 Okumase. Akosi ajima mamensa mo akwa babiem.
Yenua.
Na wo share profiles of Nipa from 1992 BC and 2024 omo ejina as running mate ediama the National Democratic Congress. Eden na ye Sronko ewo north and central say it's like a hot concentration in our for NDC about running meter.
Okay, in my analysis, I will come from a different perspective before responding to what you said. One, NDC, Jena Nopokwajima, is the luckiest person to have been retained as a running mate in the history of the NDC. Because we should profile now, if you a cab, NDC, every election year, they change their running mate. But coincidentally, and now say by faith or destiny, Prof, the first woman to be picked as a running mate and to be retained on 2 occasions for an election.
Obi beka say ebia say destiny ana say bibia ntisa ebia nanka John Dramani Mahama say 2012 Professor John Evans Atamels nanka when free no tiasia na definitely say bia nkode ne besan akọ and papa say mi sata so na akwa yes be no as no and on nso no
but NDC no tem bia historically no
I na dey ntiasia na nya adwuma bi be bo
say about to be in the dynamics. Strategy what they call previous election. What you can do is say untimi repeat normal now here in view. It will be almost share dynamics
no.
Ghana yenya oba vice president da.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Professor Jenna Opoku-Agyeman Ababi Drew Grounds na wafam Dr. Kwabena Dufo ho na fe no wura mu a wo chiachia mpanimfo no. Dr. Konado for no a candidate and nanka man for his one so krabi betima body dia na bibia tesa yera kwame na ahoy opani say nifie no ko animu wanyi itiri ne dia fita dada ba say no utimi so wote ho
on the friend donkin
they say what hu mu and so still we represent Kama the birthday man Julius Debra chief of staff won chief of staff na woda you should happy baby on so ababi and I think original chairman original chairman Ashimo and so no
and regional secretary
so regional secretary Jenna Opoku where energy or dey ura na as energy ni different
minya and no da kese
as say wakeka no ho kra chen kane na ebo ni say politics dey kakra ura ni mu a
o ze wo hwe maami na no of academia
ne be mu
nti definitely no yen day to day politics are ye no na ono
so papa
now after 4 years going through the mail no say no we're building the confidence and within the 4 years no why you maybe we visited various constituencies, various social groups and she's very acclimatized to the environment. Yeah. And I say no or politics nasi. Oh, or the new
she's cooked.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
And near your community it's a different ball game altogether.
Wow.
Different ball game altogether.
Wow. Eti sabre usha na say empanimfo no na ahyase echiachia no the former president John Dramani Mahama and won see afre no no aba eye podium ne so a on so eje ne nchia no I think say in due time no baba no wa be kasa enyemen o consider ye nti oyi Professor Jenna Opoku-Agyeman nyina no obechechiremu kama Lordina Mahama of course the former first lady and edi ni ranchan a omo baba betena se nti kwesi no wanu guasem bi so na woka
now unim very interesting. John Mahama in 2008, April 1 year as running mate. The National Theatre. April. Yes.
April no yakwakoye. Bosumi bia.
And April na no so no.
Oh, Unveiling.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sabre no crowd ba no she t-shirt or she sharp brand tie pa na.
One shirt red and one shirt black.
Yes.
Lacoste.
And obi o running mate by potential president. And for me, NDC I make a good choice. Because we share the history of Ghana. Yaman you say more yentam a man space in 1992 na Kwabena Dako the National Independence Party offered Professor Naafeli Sakifiu as an running mate just after the 1992 elections they phased it out and which no yenhye danya
a PPP be try what it is local
yes
offer Miss Ghana be so
but you can't the dominant political party MPP NDC. So we'll compare MPP and this year. Then Prof.
Dr. Musakara so far female running mate, right?
Well, we need dominant.
Matthias,
yes.
Matthias.
And for me, we want to say, NDC I make a good choice. Mami no so no to say the regional secretary can wa ben into no why not doing safe deal obetiasim and we are hoping that this time no most of the
Mesaba so nkomo no more na our grounds so the job day grounds abena ko bia hwene na NDC supporters no etwa ne ho ahia no minimini pa ko no mo yentie nkomo no kakra
easier chere say we the motor riders that go rounds for the non okada
for the NDC to come back on power. We've been doing this not now, it's about 8 years back. So always we want John Mama and our mother, Jane, to know that we are there for them and we are going to fight in any strength to let them come back to power. That's why they call us Riders for NDC.
Now, okay, sir, Riders for NDC, so we have a Okada for one. When it sound riders, everyone thinks it's Okada. Okada is a rider. Any form of riding is a rider. So we, the Riders for NDC, we are joining with the riders, Okada, riders and everything, because in this country, they don't regard the riders. So we are there for the riders for Ghana. That's why they call us Riders for NDC. John and Jane ticket to say Riders for NDC. And what's some of them John? Because I say a Colombia, yani a banana Jane, Yamami Jane. Colombia Swa, Ufa Oba, not one for Nunkoha, a Chrome and your Chrome. What you say, and a Ghana so Oba a Chrome, and a friend of Mother Ghana. And tell your mamma no honor Bekita and a papa Jim. And to be Bia men in our Sankofa Riders, yes, support Sankofa Riders, Opa can be because
yes, Sankofa Riders, Tanima, yes, Genoma Kadafu, yes, Genoma Riders for road. Because you're bre, and then fuel, you're Timinto. Okara na mi yeri show me family and na mi timi ye do mi to fuel tete mi ko one round per asa it mi bon paye say ma JM ba power ye ma mi ni de wa gina wie JM power ni e pesisia on kuma ye fuel on kuma ye motor riders there ye bre or street ni so
nti oba se wo peso ba no ba de na peso ba ye ma motor riders
ye ba e pese on be sign to on be lansisi ma ye say Okada riders. Yes. Ebe ye juma wo Ghana. Don enu ona sisia ye de ye juma so ye ba ni ye yirimu.
Na de nen mu nya juma na.
Debi. Ejuma ni o. Omuti e. O be se mi su ana. Ejuma ni o. Mami, ye bre o. We ye bre. Che sound. Anya sound. Ya didi o. Sankofa Riders. And you come near the nu. You come.
Nasa okasa no so ye rider na che se okada no twi bi me e de ye adwuma. Enya adwuma. Ade na akasa onya adwuma.
Fuel nu. Mo ma mi tro ade. Me be pia frifie. My iska we. Me dey atu ho no mu. Masa koto fuel 50 cedis. Na police assault me 100 cedis. Family no say na me sari akofie. Me kona me go catch me yiri se manya we bia. Ye be confusion. It's your person, Jim. Oba power. Yeah, how near at 2
Madam Sepa, Sankofa Riders for NDC, and Osha Womono, and no one summer or more now. Okay, Moya,
Chantel ladies.
Now, Chantel ladies, I would hear the Moya Chantel Manana.
But your men are Chantel. No,
when I would say Chantel, I didn't Chantel ladies.
I won't say, your cousin Chantel, I dare your face. Those share my own said dimensions, so I only now be on your face. And then I say, friend Chantel ladies. Now, I made a knife.
Now, what you man saying?
You might say, you see your boy a free JDM. The Juma pa our person boy youth in terms of 24-hour economy. We show you see the match. Be na eco school. A bin so nye duma ye. It's a person a boy na almost to me and JDM. It me winning. Near to or winning. It my boy so 24-hour economy. It man no more day bano. Almost to me duma ye.
Chantel commander.
Mate me da se mamene e mani bi enkasaba me. Organizer. Me pacho we no enya organizer na se me ya no random to obi a se mo nyina mo ka ho be na ti ba me o ye de
me executive for
mami
and I fancy you see enye Niabri
ladies pacho.
All right, inti found the network ni baby live coverage ni the Bema live. Adom TV so Adom FM, Asempa FM ni affiliates across the country. The unveiling of Professor Jinana Opoku-Agyeman na wo hwe wo baby a wo bia na utie yen wo baby a utie yen ka bia. The regional secretary, Greater Accra regional secretary, region we regional you say huge numbers when it comes to the electoral population no nti owo adwuma kese pa ye na ene obetimi aboa me kakra ona botetechai why Jena na Opoku Agyeman again mona moye party mpanimfo mona moko national executive meeting na moko gitu mu say ene epe yem sanfa ma menemra adenti na mo sa ade ne ba
yo mi da ase ade ba kwa mpese me kan say since the last elections
2020
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or the strategy for the party in terms of electioneering programs no nyama bebre asesa our party no beka year for the first time NDC as a political party no the People's Manifesto now the People's Manifesto no okoji adwenkyere every various groups
so
ahemfo civil society groups various
community engagement
ni nyama se na amamwo no yebenya amamwo no free citizens no rather from the top to the bottom and within that short space of time no ejumi yi na obekaya oye sa jumedie no oni at that time no newly your friends appointed running mate ono so no afina ono so politics no odi ni hu shame looking at her background over the years we gather enough experience but minya penyin no kasa no kan bibi or you see one lack or you see faith or you see attributions are biblically we share
in favor of
the appointment ampa we say Nyakopon is divine but adia ba ko me pese me dey count say the choice of Nana this time was also driven by science
okay
driven by science in the sense party share that
analysis of results
research candidates na ye woni nyina ho esan say about to na ye kwakoto no nya NDC for pen beto aba no nkofo bebre wo ho no mu a omunye NDC party activists
floating voters undecided
voters candidate no enipa na wodi onini ba no senior city ni kasa mu ni nantie mu ni niye mu omuhwe sa anyame nyina enti ye de to Ghana fo enim in all the regions say ye were candidates A B C D omunye wo hen na mu fi say the satumi no emana obeboa ma oman no akon nenim na research na ye nyina no 3 research mienu omo ye no omu fi Ghana hanumu na baako no amanoni ne nyina overwhelmingly omo de ma Jena Opoku Agyeman
wow
nti no se no se ka no destiny ewo honumu is also driven by luck but
science
largely the current state of affairs our party the choice was driven by science.
Okay, so if it's driven by science, me share analysis here binomu especially mu opponent say John Dramani Mahama His Excellency a former president sanse wadi a 4-year term awie na eden ya se Nyankopon ya na adom kra me na di enkunimu a 4-year term na obeserve ekoba saa anka bia obehwese nipa oye no running mate no by that time Ghana fo ahu no ya selling enough into no be step into the shoes bana omo eka ensema efa ni age factor on say mamini fie ko animu ntie ko basa na ase ekwan bi so my the service to the party itself because bia na want me am present Jena Opoku Agyeman minim wo adwen wo saa enkomodi me ye sure say what
yeah minya omo ka saa nsem no omo so ma adwen kire no but for young as leaders of the party no enye eno na ye hwe it is the service I nipa no eba be provide ama ede ama oman no ene nia yetimu sesei no obi antumi mbie na no nkase yi enye no bi na ye hwehwe e wo oman mu eno nti no yen as a party no enye ye friends and succession no na ye hwe but the delivery me know ebeba ma amamuo no akoyie ma ye nyina no ye de ahondin ye bibia abo aban no man sisan ye pese o man no ye nya eno ho na ye adwen say ye say ye bedwen succession anka anka no de bebi a ye du anka me nya sure say ye bedu hono
okay
aha because party no mo nkofo wom wo ade no aha but it is about Ghana for hwehwe eno ti na me can say the choice was driven by science apart from Nyakopon nhihye ya ono ankasa aye
enti enche dia be sign adjoin the field no Free University of Professional Studies but before then yera tete time memra also ansan masako kwesi agiman so o hwe ye Fourth Republic mo from 1992 obi ti say yera John Rawlings ono no the name as a socialist and as obi a ono no owo social life owo military mu ni ade na ne background ewo economics no ni ade no enhye da no so bia nti o point yera ko nkense na ka na wo ye an astute businessman owo background of economics mu ayedwuma mobile no ne other companies and no de no attach no nti e bad de edin a ono de economics ni mbie no ni ade ne bebo na chidom ono ne efiri ho Professor John Evans Atamels ono so an astute economist and a tax lawyer. Expert a lawyer and no de no e partner ye nti hu se adwuma omo eye no se ahakra no beto si wo economy no ni ade ho and basically amamu no ne fakase pa ni gina the management of the economy so it is a pair no na ofa ha usia and ba wanim aba hwe Professor John Evans Atamels ankasa so no ye economist ni no obi obefa lawyer obefa obi a te say Martina Medu astute lawyer a diplomat Alhaji Mumuni in 2004 a diplomat a lawyer our Ghana Bar Association penny or Northern Region ade oba wanim to John Dramani Mahama a communications expert a socialist political bibia no o de balance ne economy nimdie na eti prof free ho amayera John Dramani Mahama aba no ono so hwe so benye obi onso aben wo economy mu mehu minim so ho ba bia me free ameba na
de show ga
yera your friend say pakwesi emisata ono ye Bank of Ghana governor a ono so kuta sa economic bia expertise no de ba be support no prof na no pokwajiman from education sector no and odi ababa be wram yewura John Dramani Mahama on kase bia or a full time economist enti sa combination no amanfo bi tie question say ebasa any dey here dey hwe economy no will it come from within the party and I say unhia leader no as an economist na na yesa amamu no
yo minya me da say economy no your economic management team now every economic management team no members no every the various sectors
sure
any ABA omo nimdie ewo ABA economy ho omo so ye de omo account experts consultants no munyina account but enipa na obetra epun nechi coordinate the decisions of the table no enu ne hia.
All right, enu ne hia nti mayentie NDC de so takobia no hinimrika wonwom de o ma sha se edwanwom ne bigum yentie kakra bi na yen ka chifile no na yen so ankomo no so ye batisi
Thank you all very much, especially to our elderly in our midst. Let's give them a round of applause.
Anyum no nense yolaka anyum no wabo na me kase papa no ye den na busuafo se musa pe omo na
the political history of Ghana nyum we dey standing the test of time.
I know there is a house of folk.
Me say your boss ya na amafo
one. House nyum no ani.
Arusa.
Yeah. Eti to aso ba bia na wo no.
Minya
eti nipa na also otena community no
de bia ya ka say wo sorry a wo na wo pe nipa adanase a teacher ni and there is a reason. Your teacher for no say na city no Nyakopon amaye that
nimdie no
yetumi edi dandan nyama enti answer obi say obi akoye lecturer wakoye vice chancellor minya Diena onim
management.
What you say? Me, some na me a teacher ni.
Yeah.
Me a teacher ni o.
Na say still others.
But me call parliament.
Others manage.
Me call parliament no. Me juma me here parliament no.
Transport.
So be catch you say me a teacher ni a wunji ndi.
You became the chairman of the transport committee.
Exactly. What you say? Enti no ye teacher for no nyankopon ama enimdie bia we are able to fit into every area.
Okay.
What you say? Because of addition. And you know, your ability to manage, your ability to direct, and make sure say we produce results and only here. And only idea, Dr. Baumia, we fairly Ghana minor. So it is not about we economists. What you say? It is about your management capabilities. Say, who fair from various sectors,
putting the right people in the right places.
Everybody together. Nia mu ba be ye no. Edi nia ye friend say productivity. Increase productivity ebeba. That is all what we are looking out for. Into be hu obi a oye doctor. But you did not go to maybe let's say mines and energy. Results or produce wo ho no no. Hu nipa ni background we say na papa we onye doctor. Your managerial skills are war. You can economy now. There are different sectors are able together, and it is how you manage them.
All right.
And it's a nipana or tipu nechino. Onim se na si manager. And in dia bi o bia no, enfa results bi amba.
All right. Eti afa no wa join Adom TV so anyway live so Adom 106.3 FM. Asempa 94.7 Insha 104.5 ni affiliate stations nyina so. Akwasi question amede ma ye right to chaya wansa no in only way a teacher for the pa or the teacher for tricks na fa ho achechirem kama. Also often saying per background amede ma ye any choice of running mates throughout the 1992 the fourth Republican your friend say period. You
see, management of economy. Enyina obi a wakusua economist. Wodo pa ko pe economist from University of Ghana anywhere. Nefa no ko makola. Maame no ton ade no miru ye hwese one better manager. Wan ko school kesi. As we tumi manage in shop for more than 20 years. Oda hwe ni manyina be graduates ni ade. Sa space no wodo ko pe economist na fe no ko tran just 1 week. No one hwe ni ye no mabebutu. Enti nyina no is about direction, focus. But the party has a manifesto. Team no e dey ko abechire Ghana for say now mo hwe so nto abama ye na ye mebu man no. Enti ono no o ye figurehead but omo ne ho no e be bua no omo tima ye adwuma ni. Indeed all over the world they be ka kire wo. Elon Musk ne Bill Gates mi ade nyina. Look, check their background. They don't have anything to do with economics. And today they are billionaires because they are endowed with management. Omo will focus. So that is Ghana at the moment. We need nkofo omo ye deep. Omo to turn things around. Amaye. Enye obi a okra credentials. And the theory no obi check kama. Na fanoko to se kokoye adwuma na as a coach. Born on the two no born say be wura manonko gina ho. And best coaches in the world omo mo border. Best coaches go and check their background omo mo border. Then so much sua ehu. And now economists no so a Ghana economy no sanity challenges whom before mo power no o may engage various sectors o ma chrom guta for labor unions and ade o nyina economist into ma dwon poni nyina no o me beto no so no mo yin maako hihye o man na o man be konanim, and that is what it should be, because say be di mi so o se me fa me tumi ma wo na wonim ne ye hia me na ubeden etumi ebu o man ni na mo mo djuje adwempo na ma me ka se mi kire o ashi yet Ghana biribi omo ko northern region mo se community bi ko fo no omo 93 kilometers 4 kilometers ko sensu no se debi ko fo omo bre nsuo no kura nye papa stream bi amani emwani ade nyina no so ne yemma omo borehole omo tutu borehole be ye 9 the next time ko ba no ko fa no nko omo nko enko sensuo omo mpe borehole a man
so the general secretary of the NDC Fifi Fiave Kote kasa na yentie nsema ode etudwa.
The national chairman of the NDC, Honorable Johnson Atierun Ketia, the national, regional constituencies, and all executives of the NDC gathered here, all the way down to the branches, the minority leader of parliament, all the members of parliament who are gathered here, the chairman of the Council of Elders and all members of the Council of Elders here, the members of the diplomatic corps, Nananom, all our religious leaders here, civil society organizations, members of the academia, women living with disability, all women Congress, comrades of the great NDC, fellow countrymen, we want to thank you for the opportunity of coming live to all of you today. It is a very important occasion, not just for the National Democratic Congress, but for this country we all love. It's a country that at the moment is in a state of collapse. And the state of collapse is not just the physical infrastructure or the economy of our country. The real collapse of our country is a moral collapse that we have seen over the last nearly 8 years. The spirit of this beautiful country is at an all-time low. The suffering people of Ghana are looking for an opportunity to breathe again. It was not long ago in America we had a case of somebody who died through suffocation. And his final words was, "I can't breathe." The people of Ghana cannot breathe. The level of pain, the suffering, the hardship, the lies, the dishonesty, the corruption simply is choking Ghana to the maximum level. Today is an opportunity for us to adore our running mate, and we believe that she is in a position to support our flag bearer to be able to start bringing a relief and hope to the people of Ghana. In the last 8 years, we have seen the office that she hopefully is going to assume brought to its lowest level. That office has become an office that is simply the epitome of deception, the epitome of lack of credibility, the epitome of lack of trustworthiness, the epitome of corruption, and the epitome of taking this country to a level where governance has become just a joke. False promises, lies. In you, Nana Jane, we see an individual who is not just about integrity, but an individual who helped to restore that office to the place it used to be. Restore that office to the place Atamils of blessed memory took it when he became the vice president of our country. The place where John Dramani Mahama took that office when he became the vice president of this country. In fact, I actually will say, and to a lesser extent, the place that former vice president Aliyu Mahama took that office. That office today has been degraded, has become the epitome of disgrace. And you in Nanajin, we believe we will have restored that office to the place of honor. We know that your heart is in the right place. Your heart is in the right place to help the flag bearer of our party, to help to restore hope again to this country. A place where we do not expect that as vice president you are going to know everything, but at least you will have the honor not to lie to the people of Ghana when, for example, we are in what you call energy crisis, and you preside over a country and economic system that lies to the country that there's no problem. Where there is suffering and you lie to the people of Ghana, there's no suffering, everything is fine. It's just Russia and Ukraine. We believe that you will help restore this office to the place it ought to be. Prof. Nana Jane, we wish you well. The people of Ghana look to you in supporting President Mahama. The children of Ghana, the women of Ghana, the totality of Ghana want to see that beautiful office restored to the place it ought to be. We know you will, and we trust that God Almighty will help you on this journey all the way to December 7, where together with John Mahama, we can restore hope again to our country. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much.
And the General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, Fifi Kwete, and what they say, what they nanudisem to Edra, Yaka Wenche, the chairman, Ebekasa na afi, the flag bearer of the party, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, so Bekasa, Nina, the Exceptional, Bebreo. Now, Yako, a year Professor Jenano Pukwajima in the Krum, also no, Yade Honko Mokakra. Ebetwim te se momone dia ma wonti aha election headquarters kokomoti pa yaka twa abato ho nkomone ho enhyede de haya nyame adoma dabna da di anim ya su ye kwadwoso na hoso ba election e ba so ne de sunsuaso no abreo ye didimu didi abato ho nkomode o so hu biebie niam so de da homu o te ase ne ma fair coverage parties ni nyina de obi aye bia no we make sure say de sunsuaso no ebebreo until say abato commission be declare the winner of the 2024 election. Na ya swear ni in ni nyina mu no ahya na obehwe na watie de ekoso. Eti opani Theophilus Tetechai meba ma menko na said me kai no the national chairman of the NDC chairman general Johnson Esidu Nketia wadi general secretary ache yie papa ne wafa national chairman akonwa no yenko tie de ono so edi tudwa.
Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Your Excellencies, in order to save time, permit me to write on the protocols beautifully established by my General Secretary. Let me begin by saying that today marks a very important landmark towards our march toward victory 2024. And on occasions like this, we must assess ourselves and identify the risks ahead of our journey to victory. I don't intend to spoil the mood, but let me say that we are happy that the polls are projecting a massive victory for us, both for President Mahama and for a resounding majority in Parliament in 2025. But I like to caution that polls results alone don't constitute victory for any political party. And we must be aware that our opponents have a lot of money and they are going into the vote market with a lot of looted cash. One of the first major risks that we face is to pretend to compete with them in the game of vote buying. No matter what we do, we cannot mobilize enough resources to be able to compete with them in money politics. And indeed, they will be happy if we move the battle away from principles, from integrity, from honesty and truthfulness to the battle of who pays higher. So I like to caution all of us that don't let us abandon the tool we are more comfortable with, and try to pick the tools that MPP is comfortable with. So let's remain a party of honesty, a party of truth, a party of integrity. And that is the only way we can defeat MPP. The second risk I want us to guard against is the risk of complacency. The polls figures tend to create a picture that we have already won. I like to caution everybody that we have not won yet. We are on the way to victory. But let's guard against complacency. Number 3, because we are already convinced that we are there, a lot of people have begun taking positions and fighting over who will be what in the next government. Indeed, some people are not only fighting about the positions they will occupy, they are telling all others that they will be the kingmakers and they will be making their appointment. If we are not careful, this will dampen the enthusiasm and the spirit of our followers. So I want to assure everybody that we are not there yet. Don't be fighting about positions. And don't be struggling about who will make appointments. Let us all go for the hunting first, and when we kill the game, we now argue about how to share the meat. Finally, a lot of us assume that we have won 2024 and that somehow we have succeeded in governing this country so well that Ghanaians will be willing to return us to power in 2028. So I can see orchestrations and movements towards positioning ourselves for what happens in 2028. I beg you, the name of our game now is Victory December 2024. Let us seek ye first the victory for December 2024, and all other things shall be added unto thee. Thank you very much, and may God bless us all. I wish to congratulate Professor J. Nano Poku-Agyeman for a wonderful day, and we hope, we have the firm belief that the party is solidly behind her and behind President John Dramani Mahama. And we have no doubt at all that he will perform wonders and restore the position of Vice President of the Republic of Ghana to its usual dignity. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
All right, and the national chairman of the NDC, Johnson Esiedun Ketia, and what is or Kasano or raise a number of issues. Near Mama Makobe said, Naya said, Numwa, Waboso no. Here and Comodie. Na yebenya to wasia digest sa issues ni papa say ebi no mahya se propose ho ebi mo ahya se kra pre wo muti e de 2028 na nwa ekwa didie maya wo ye de kan foforo kogum but yenyina so ho ni yentwe ho na sisi ye ba afei na the former president John Dramani Mahama bekasa afei na Professor Jenano Poku-Agyeman bekasa ye ba sisi na ye Ama kwa babie mu de aba Adom TV, Adom FM Asempa 94.7. So live coverage I dey ma every University of Professional Studies, Professor Nano Poku-Agyeman. ne unveiling na sepa ye pa ne hontoma ne as the running mate of the NDC ena yigusu ayede ebro sabeka say the national communications officer of the NDC ena ejina paso ye Same Jemfe ma yentie nkomodie kakra free ground so na yeba edia kana to house
African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. He is a former chairman of the Authority of Heads of States of ECOWAS, and currently he is the chair of the Tana Higher Level Forum on Security in Africa. In Ghana, he has gone through the mill as well. Ladies and gentlemen, he's been member of parliament for the good people of Bole Bamboy for 3 terms. He's been a deputy minister for communications. He's been a minister for communications. He's been vice president of the Republic of Ghana. And as vice president, he was not a mere mate, but a co-driver. He has been president of the Republic of Ghana. And by the grace of God, he shall be sworn in as President of the Republic of Ghana on 7 January 2025. He is a man of vision, a man of character, a man you can trust, a man who exudes humility and love for God and country seamlessly. Under his tenure for president, Ghana experienced true leadership and transformation. No region or sector was left out, but he was misunderstood, he was maligned, he was demonized and bastardized. But as he himself predicted, posterity has judged him well. And today he stands vindicated. And Ghanaians are yearning for his return. Ghanaians are saying they have missed him and cannot wait to see him at the Jubilee House again. Ladies and gentlemen, some call him the nation builder, but I call him Abu Brokosuya, Adebeye and Saida. Now with a standing ovation and a rousing round of applause, make welcome to the microphone the man of vision, the man of character, the nation builder, who will lead us to build the Ghana we want together. His Excellency, 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 John Dramani Mahama.
Thank you. Kindly resume your seats. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jama Group. Thank you very much. Let me say that I don't have any list. And so for those of them who were referred to by General as having chosen their positions, you may be very, very deeply disappointed. But I want to thank you very much and say good evening to you all, my brothers and sisters, my fellow comrades, and all the good people of Ghana. Let me begin by acknowledging our national chairman, Honorable Johnson Asiedu Nketia. our General Secretary Fifi Siavi Kwete, the Chairman of our Council of Elders Alhaji Mahama Idrisu, and all members of the Council of Elders, and indeed all members of the NDC family. I wish with respect to acknowledge all distinguished members of our society who are with us today, including our traditional leaders, our traditional rulers, our religious leaders, our students, members of the diplomatic corps, market women, public servants, and indeed Ghanaians of all levels of society. You're all welcome, and I acknowledge you. I also acknowledge my siblings and my family. My son Sharaf is here with me this evening. And most importantly, I recognize Mrs. Lordina Dramani Mahama. My faithful companion, who has stood by my side through all the rough and tumble of Ghanaian politics. But today we are here to celebrate one person, and that is my running mate, in whom I'm well pleased, Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyeman. Ladies and gentlemen, I studied history in the university, so I always start with history. History is made up of stories. And as a history student, I've always found an insatiable love for stories. These stories are not simply meant to entertain us, but they are meant to teach us about ourselves, our choices, and our actions, and the useful lessons that we can learn from these stories. Indeed, the evolution of humankind has been the story of triumph over trials and challenges. And throughout history, civilization after civilization, society after society, humanity has found in its lowest moments within itself a rare but potent dose of inspiration nestled in the illustrious hearts of its best people to turn things around. In adversity, we find opportunity. Ghana is at one such juncture. Ghana is at one such juncture in its life, and it requires all our best human resources to change the course of our history and steer our ship of state into calmer waters. Often when our stories are told, they are about his story. But right before us today in Ghana, another story is playing out. Right before our eyes, another history is in the making. But this time, I'll call it her story. Her story will blend favorably with our past to create what I call our story, which will inform our perspectives, shape our destinies, and determine our democratic journey. Therefore, I stand before you today with a deep sense of humility, a renewed sense of hope to introduce Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyeman. A very respected woman, a female achiever, a woman of integrity, who would make her mark on our country's journey towards progress and prosperity. There is no question about it. Over the last few years, Ghana, our dear country, has sunk to the lowest depths in our history as an independent nation. Our country, Ghana, over the last few years, has been buffeted by turbulent seas and has been sailing against a very strong headwind. Our leadership has been uninspiring and inept. We have lived under an administration that is unable to be truthful and honest to the people of Ghana and never accepts responsibility for anything. There can be no question in our minds that the effect of this maladministration has been so insidious and pervasive that today our people have lost faith and hope in not just the government of the day, but in our democratic system of governance. Ladies and gentlemen, our country needs an urgent reset. Our people need a leadership that is inspiring, one that will make our people believe and trust in our Ghana project once again, and believe in the hope of a better future. Ghana needs a leadership that will place value on integrity, truth, and accountability. Ghana needs a leadership that will roll up its sleeves and accept responsibility for our current reality and face the present storm stoically and steer the ship of state into safer and calmer waters. Ghana in its present crisis needs leadership that will do things differently, including sacrificing personal comforts to achieve a Ghana of shared prosperity for all of us, not just a few. The next 4 years will be pivotal for our country's destiny. The urgency required to take our country to the height it deserves will be matched by each waking day. If there was any indication of intent to think outside the box, to be innovative and use our best human resources to deliver the Ghana we all want, then it is in my choice of Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman as my running mate. As my running mate and potential Vice President of Ghana going into the 2024 elections. I do not doubt this, as her globally acclaimed credentials attest to that. Nana Jane is a woman of unquestionable integrity and whose reputation for honesty and ethical behavior is unparalleled. Our late leader, the founder of the National Democratic Congress and the Fourth Republic, President Jerry John Rawlings, acknowledged her integrity when he told her in 2020, "There is no doubt that it is your integrity that has earned you the position as running mate." A former Minister of Education, a trailblazing first female Vice-Chancellor of a public university in Ghana, and celebrated as a scholar and as an administrator, her shining credentials are endless on the African continent and across the globe. She is a woman who will accept responsibility and bring honesty and truth back to the office of the Vice President. With Nana Jane as my Vice President, Ghana can be assured that an NDC government led by me, President John Dramani Mahama, will fight corruption and restore the gaping absence of accountability that is the current hallmark of this government. We will work tirelessly to ensure transparency, accountability, and justice for all and not just a few. I know Nana Jane is a passionate advocate of the Mahama 24-hour economy policy. She understands the importance of providing equal opportunities for women and young people to thrive in our economy. And as Vice President, she will ensure that women and young people have more access to jobs, helping to create a more inclusive and prosperous society. Beyond our Ghanaian borders, Nana Jane's esteemed reputation precedes her. Major international organizations and allies highly regard her, and she will represent Ghana with dignity and efficiency on the global stage. Her presence will open doors increase trust for our nation, and secure many benefits with our international partners. But perhaps most importantly, Nana Jane represents the aspirations and dreams of every Ghanaian, especially our female population. Thank you. Thank you. Mami Odende. Thank you very much. As my second in command, thank you. Thank you. As my second in command, she will break the glass ceiling that has held our women down. And she will generate a new hope in our daughters that the sky is the limit. And that they can also aspire to occupy the highest offices of the land. If we are to build the Ghana we want together, then Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman is truly the vice president Ghana is looking for. She will be a perfect complement in many ways, serving with dignity, courage, integrity, and grace. And under a Mahama Nana Jane administration, the government will work harmoniously with a seamless bridge between the office of the president and the office of the vice president. At the end of our tenure, our 4-year tenure, the story that will be recorded will be our story. It will be a collective legacy built by the best human resources of our country, male and female. Nana brings a depth of knowledge and a legacy of leadership to our ticket. I worked with her as my education minister, and again as my running mate. I've enjoyed a great working relationship with her, one that is based on mutual respect for each other and her deep sense of loyalty. She has great insights into human resource management, empowerment, and social development. And under my administration, she will have oversight, among others, of the education sector, the health sector, gender, and social protection. Thank you. In these dire times, when unemployment rates have risen astronomically and poverty is stalking our land, ours will be a pair of experienced individuals poised to work together to make the difference that Ghanaians deserve. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, comrades, my brothers and sisters, I'm happy to present to you my running mates, and by the grace of God and the votes of you, my fellow citizens, I'm happy to present Ghana's next Vice President, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman. And I leave you with this quotation from the Bible, and it's Romans 8, verse 31. And it says, if God be for us, who can be against us? Amen, and I thank you for your kind attention.
Okay, now let's just go straight.
She can do that. I'll wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring some calm into the room as we wait to hear. Thank you for the love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please, let's settle down. Let's settle down. Let's settle down. Amen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman, 2024 running mate to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you all so very, very much. Thank you so much. All those singing Mami Odinde. My response is two. Thank you again and again. Thank you so much. Our respected party leader and flag bearer, Your Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the next president of our beloved republic. Your Excellency Lordina Mahama, members of the diplomatic corps, Nime Name, Nananom, Togbio, Mamao, our national chairman, the general secretary, the entire leadership, from the national through the regional constituency to the wards and branches, to our devoted, hardworking and teaming supporters and sympathizers, many who have traveled from across the country. To you all, I extend my deep appreciation for endorsing my nomination and for accepting me again. To my family, colleagues and friends, all those who have sent me volumes of moving letters and voice and written notes and songs and prayers of support since my nomination, please accept my undying gratitude. My plea is for all of us, bound by a shared vision to see our country take a turn for the better towards realizing that vision. I know you can, and I know you will. Your Excellency, Ayebida, President Mahama, Please allow me to address you directly. As I stated in my brief acceptance note on March 7th, 2024, by renominating me, you have demonstrated your remarkable consistency and unwavering commitment to inclusivity and innovation. I have heard you share with me, with the public, as you have done tonight, your rationale for choosing me again. I find this very, very touching. Thank you very much. As the Gonjas express it with meaning, Ansan Kushum. I see your choice as I see your choice as an affirmation of your belief in the capabilities of the Ghanaian woman. I will repay your abiding confidence with loyalty, with understanding, and a devotion to duty. My output going forward by the grace of God will continue to demonstrate what the world knows already, that women are also capable of high achievements, that we do so with that reservoir of strength, determination, and mental acuity that only those who are noble and far-sighted like you can comprehend and contend with. I will share in our collective successes and share responsibility for our setbacks, if any. And at the time of reckoning, Your Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I will not, in the advancement of self-serving ambition, declare to the whole world that I was only the driver's mate. Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before I go on to other important matters, please let me state my understanding of where we are as a country, as a nation, and the implications of what lay ahead. The election ahead is not so much about Ghana making history, although that is important. It is not so much about returning a competent president back to power. It is not even about producing the first woman vice president, historical and exciting though these are. It is not only about bringing the NDC back to power, although that is indispensable in our current circumstances. The elections ahead and winning them is about winning elections for a purpose. The purpose goes beyond those enumerated above. The purpose is the opportunity to heal our country again. It is about the opportunity to pull Ghana back from the precipice of destruction, of normalizing corruption, of incomprehensive greed, from deep despair. The election ahead and winning it for our party is about hard work and abiding sacrifice. It is to embrace everyone in building a Ghana that functions again. It is to work towards a Ghana where citizens have confidence and hope and are determined to regain their independence of thought and of agenda. We must work towards a Ghana that at the very least can feed itself. We know we can. We must work towards a Ghana where the law truly works, where there is shared prosperity, where democracy has not become a fluke, where people are not abused, and where the basic necessities of life are not denied the majority. It is a chance to work hard towards building a country where citizens do not feel disrespected or intimidated or ignored because of the way they vote or the language they speak. The victory we seek as a party is to invite everyone to the onerous task of rebuilding a broken Ghana, of restoring hope in a manner that the is capable of, and evidenced by its history and achievements, especially the recent ones under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. My brothers and sisters, we are not in ordinary times. This is not news. Some of us have been around for a while and have experienced the to and fro of politics in Ghana. But never have we experienced the levels of greed, unbridled arrogance, unrestrained impunity, sheer dishonesty, barefaced hypocrisy, incompassion, as displayed by this incumbent government over the past 6 years and more. Adom, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the task ahead is formidable, much more than it was 4 years ago. When people ask me, why are you doing this? Let me explain. I remain inspired by the fact that as a people, we have faced terrible situations before. Check our history. Please don't begin with the Fourth Republic or the struggle for independence, although these are also important milestones. Go hundreds of years back. In those hard times, our forefathers and our foremothers too did not throw up their arms in despair. They fought back. They resisted. They sacrificed. They persevered. They brought back hope when there was none. They picked up the pieces of a broken people and carefully and strategically sewed them back. And they left for us a legacy of selflessness, of true patriotism and pride. It is our responsibility today to leave something better for the next generations. Giving up is not an option. We must all soldier on. Across the political divide, across social and professional groupings, among the youth, you hear complaints and stories concerning state capture, where this government has chosen to use its power not in the broader interest of all Ghanaians, but to favor a small clique. What is that? John and I have agreed that whoever has participated in the plunder of the state must be held accountable. And My friends, this is not a threat. It is a promise. It is a promise which is premised on the wishes of our citizens across the political divide, and it is hinged on the principle of accountability. Let us face the facts. Today, what do we hear? It's the promotion of ethnocentric elitism, which is masquerading as intellectualism. Ladies and gentlemen, it is elitism masquerading as intellectualism. It is weakness strutting as courage, and crony capitalism masked as development in freedom. It is shameless hypocrisy pretending to be objective. These will never move our country forward. Rather, the most significant achievement of all these has been a country in near insolvency. Its natural resources such as water, land, and even the environment in rebellion. A people harassed and intimidated into numbness, and as some will say cynically, some of us also bribed into silence. I envisage a report on the administration of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on the ticket of the NDC in his reign 2013 to early 2017. And I bet that the report will have no reference to the following: a multi-million dugout. I don't know about you, but the image I get looking at that hole is a trench in utter shock that anyone could believe it was intended as a Thanksgiving gift to the Almighty, invisible, God only wise. You will not find in his record a free SHS at war, the battle fought on the grounds of food, shelter, space, even calendar, teaching and learning materials, or those who spend a couple of weeks in school and many months at home just idling by. You will not find past questions instead of textbooks and science equipment. You will not find an atmosphere that suppresses learning. You will not find free water and electricity to a few that are stand out to be most expensive for everyone. Such a report will not find COVID money shared for partisan political campaign purposes. And all of this done when people were dying and they needed just a little bit of help. You will not find in his term an Japan-like manifesto. And you will not find him as president clearing malfeasance and writing love letters to prejudice a bad situation. You will not find that unemployment jumped from 8 to 14%. And actually check the figures. Check the actual figures. Go beyond the percentages. And you will not find a debt to GDP that has gone a wall, or a city that refuses to be tamed. Under his tenure, you will not find weak efforts to hide the truth of Dumsok. The reports will not include scandals surrounding the PDS, Australian visa, Keldon GVG, box contaminated fuel, excavations, and Aboboya tricycles that can fly faster than Nkonfem. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you will not find unfulfilled promises of one village, one dam, $1 million per constituency per year, 350 secondary schools from scratch, and too many betrayals and too many instances of disrespect. You will not find in his time a tracker too embarrassed and gone into hiding because it is too afraid to expose its plagiarized content. In truth, such an investigation of its time would not reveal over 100 scandals and still counting. What will the report say about the NDC under John Dramani Mahama? After exhausting the list of clinics, hospitals, medical centers, expansion of existing universities, polytechnics, 10 technical universities, brand new universities, focus on current and projected national needs, you will find the Mahama schools, popularly called E-blocks, and you will find these constructed from scratch. You will find that there was a debilitating shift system and that it was painstakingly and effectively abolished. You will find that the ratio of textbooks at the primary level moved from 1 book to 3 children to 4 books per child. This is a leader you can trust. This is a leader who has the love of the country at heart. The report will highlight new roads, harbors, railway lines, not what we've seen of late, Ayalolo buses. You will find the lack of intimidation of opposing voices. You will find serious investment and practice to enable a digitized economy and society. The report will go on to point at housing projects, including the famous Saglemi housing complex, and even those that somebody has happily raised to make room for a presumed cathedral. You will find that journalists were not hounded into exile. Should I add more? Okay. The report will find that once upon some years ago, the blame for power outages was placed at the doorstep of the President and the Minister for Energy. The report will find a President who solved the energy crisis that he inherited, and a minister who did resign on principle. The report will tell of a timetable for load shedding, provided to respect the dignity of citizens and acknowledge their right to plan and also to learn the truth about our situation with energy. The report will contrast the existing arrogance in leadership with that of the respectful JDM, who builds the children and youth by offering lasting skills, quality education, serious adaptable training, who opens up the economy to create more space for jobs and self-actualization. The report will highlight a JDM who does not line up desperate young people in the heat of the tropical sun to march and salute him as head of state for jobs that have no head, they have no tail, they have no future. The report will explain the foundations of the principles of the policies of the NDC, that they will see that the NDC strives and thrives on consensus building, from observation, study, analysis, vigorous debates that tolerate all views, to an agreement on the options at hand, and end with well thought out implementation plans. The benefits of such approach inure to everyone. They inure to nation, they inure to community, they inure to individual, in that order. The report will highlight, going forward, the critical processes that will lead to innovations and flexibilities of the brave, timely, intentional intervention of a 24-hour economy, as proposed by H.E. Mahama, after consulting widely with stakeholders and citizens across the country, because he respects everyone. I am not surprised at all that many labor groups, businesses and individuals have embraced the concept. It is a vision anchored on the firm belief that the right policies and with the right policies and incentives in place, we can inspire a new generation of enterprises to adopt a multi-shift work system and wider participation in the economy, thereby ushering us all into a new and golden era of Ghanaian industry. Obiara baby. And by the time the policy is in full flight, a couple of years down the road, we should not be surprised to see how, from the vegetable seller to the miner, from the smallest hamlet to the crowded cities, from the farmer to the fisher folk, from the young couple to the single parent, everyone will come and see and apply the benefits of the 24-hour economy for national, group and individual advancement. Please come join us in our hall meetings, in our town hall meetings, and other programs to learn more about this incredibly effective strategy. Do not fall victim to those who have realized that having failed in sloganeering and packaging, that they have exhausted all their strategies.
Enti Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajiman ena otese ordinary de sem to dwa yapa ne hontuma awie ebra so see pagya mu yera tetechai just a minute yem fan wrap up na yemko
yo media ni ameka ne se edanyankopon ase se ene day Ghana fo nyina agye atum se NDC as a political party, the future of this country depends on the NDC. So with the two Mpenyifoi, John Dramani Mahama, any Professor Jenana Opoku Ajimai, omu leadership and then society be ebeba. Na o hwe kasa na omu kan nyina na ade ba ko a me fa wo mu ne se amamwo no e wo se udi nidue.
All right.
A mass citizen no.
Yeah, na anya so awie nti fasi mame. Kwasi
brief. No. NDC aya adem. Oma pa amura ni metu huntuma. Mame no ne kasa ebu nyina che so onni.
Ye benya nto wase ada sensem no. Ye fa na say ampofo je Yakobon enhira ba bia wo bia wo hwe ye live coverage. Ebe nada ibe hia wadwu so.